Good morning, folks, and welcome to this week's episode of Cotton Coffee. I'm your host, Ghost, and sitting right next to me is Victor.
How's everybody going? We got some pretty interesting bullets that we're going to go over today, man. Some interesting things.
Bullets? Oh, sorry. So, according to Activision, Modern Warfare has generated over $600 million in revenue in the first 3 days that it was out, which is apparently making it the most successful Call of Duty that we've had on this console. So, well, I'm sorry, not this console generation as a whole. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool to see. So,
Honestly, in my personal opinion, man, it earned every penny.
Congratulations to
Infinity Ward,
Infinity Ward, and all the people that had a hand in making this.
You guys pretty much nailed it.
Now, I wouldn't.
Well, okay,
quite
let me rephrase that.
Every penny.
Let me rephrase
maybe
that.
not.
I'm a little brain dead right now. Excuse me. But yes, there's a few things.
So, honestly, I kind of think with this game, I haven't 100% made it through campaign yet, and I'm sorry, guys, but I will. So far, from what I've played of this campaign, and from what everybody else, and from what I've seen and heard, this campaign is pretty much a 9 out of 10, or maybe even a 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's
very well put together story. Personally, coming from me because I am a writer as well, and the storyline, script, everything is just it's magnificent. It really is.
Yeah.
Nice little twists and turns. Interesting characters.
I mean, coming from a person who primarily plays multiplayer a lot, I mean, yes. I mean, back in the olden days, I played the campaign a lot, but I think in the last recent years, in the last, 5 years of playing Call of Duty has just pretty much been multiplayer for me. I mean, yeah, I played the campaign, but pretty much what happens for me is I play the campaign once through, and then I don't play it again. I go over to multiplayer, and I end up playing that for the remainder of the year, or even years. You know what I mean? So that's usually been the big chunk of these games, to me, has been,
right.
Well,
for me, because, I never really discovered, I knew of multiplayer, but just growing up like I did, I didn't really have a way, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I don't.
It was there, but I just didn't, I didn't know how to obviously do any of the functions or have any hookups and stuff like that, parents' issues, whatever. But anyways, no, but I'm like the opposite. I was always been a storyline guy, and then until myself, I was introduced pretty much by you, brother, for multiplayer. So it's been very interesting.
Well, it's kind of funny because when I first started off in Call of Duty, I was mainly into zombies, and then,
well, like I said, that's how you got me on that one too. I mean, I played Black Ops 1 multiplayer a little bit, but had a few favorite maps, but I went straight back to campaign games very shortly after. You know.
Yeah. So, let's jump right back over here and let's talk about these patch notes that we got for this latest update that just came out from Modern Warfare.
So one of the patch notes say we should start with is the whole you cannot get nukes with a tank anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a cheesy way to get nukes in my honest opinion. I mean, I think if you're really going to go for something like that, you should actually...
hands down, straight up guns. No grenades. Just
work for it.
Melee, I believe, counted, didn't it? Melee and strictly gunfire, I believe, right?
Yeah. I mean, your streaks did not count only in Modern Warfare 2.
Nope.
One of the things that they are fixing too, that they said that they fixed, was the adjustments to footsteps. Mainly the enemy footsteps. And honestly, been playing for the last couple days, and I don't really notice any difference.
Nope. I mean, it still sounds like a freaking herd of elephants coming around the corner,
Yeah, it's not, I don't really find it to be any better, but I have a feeling that they're aware that whatever they did really didn't fix anything.
Honestly, it looked like they didn't even touch it at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe there is honestly a bug or something, or some sort of a glitch that's making it so their patch isn't working. You never know. There's a lot of things in these games. So, one other thing that they are doing is they are making it so your stun grenades can now force claymores into a disabled state for 3 seconds, which is pretty nice because a lot of people are running claymores in this game.
Yeah, it's like every time I turn a corner, boom. Like, I mean, I get it, I mean, hell, you got me, but,
I think,
But it's nice to be able to, I mean, you were able to do this in the other games as well, but, when this one came out, I noticed it didn't work or whatever, because I would throw, one of my stun grenades into a room and it wouldn't do nothing. I just walk around the corner and, like I said, boom. But now I'm glad that it's back because it gives us a little bit of a fighting chance for us who don't run claymores all the time.
Yeah, it's nice to have a counter for these things because man, this game is very campy, as y'all don't know. Modern Camp Fair, as it's been called. But
Sky Harbor Camper.
Yeah. So, one other thing that they fixed is, with the tack insert. So, what was happening is people were putting the tack insert in the map, and it was respawning them outside the map, and there was no physical way to get back inside the map. Like, literally, like, outside the map. Not just, like, on Nuketown or something where you can jump out of the fence. I mean, like, they would literally spawn you, like, in another fucking dimension saying that you're outside the map. And you'd walk around for a couple seconds until it would kill you.
Right.
And then it would just repeat the process until you would leave the game because it would
that
just
sounds like
kill you.
I would break my controller or TV rage. Damn, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. I'm sorry. Whoever had that happen to you. Damn.
So another important one that they did here was they removed battle chatter from tactical and one life modes.
Thank God.
Which is pretty much saying that modes like search and destroy, they're taking out when the enemy calls out
planting claymore,
or he's over there, or whatever the
enemy straight ahead
call out wants to be at the very point in time. But it's pretty annoying because especially if you're trying to stay quiet and tactical, like this game is so blatantly tries to shove down everybody's throat. But
I don't want the enemy hearing my dude say that and all of a sudden I die because my dude won't shut up. Do they have a duct tape perk?
And it also says here that they have some fixes coming to prevent crashes and improve the stability across all of platforms. And I heard that there was a little more issues on Xbox and PC, so you guys should be having a little less issues now, a little less crashing, a little less glitchiness, bugs, whatnot.
Yep. So that should be some good news to everyone of y'all who run PC or Xbox.
It says here that they also fixed the gold camo that's not working on the 357. So anybody that was grinding for gold camo on that gun, it's not working. They also added in those nighttime mode maps.
Yeah, which I'm not too fond of, but from time to time they are, one of those kind of. You know what? I feel like doing this for once.
I kind of feel the same way. It's like a cool thing for like a change of pace, but
like on an occasion or something.
I honestly don't see myself spending
no thanks.
A whole lot of time in these
nighttime modes. That constant hit fire, can't really aim down your sight shit.
Unless you're running sniper and shit like that. But
yeah, but
for the most part, if you just like to run around and run a gun, you're kind of forced to constantly hip fire and. It's kind of hard to see in the first place. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. There are people who really love.
It's fun from time to time, but
me personally, though, I'm not gonna say I never will because I can see myself at least occasionally, maybe hopping on a match or two, and that's about it. And then I'll flip back over to multiplayer.
Yeah. And they also added in some kill confirmed, which I think this is a really nice little addition to this game.
Yes.
Seeming so how campy that this game is, it forces people to actually run around and move a little bit. Mm-hmm. They have to run around and grab their tags in order to win the matches. You know, they're not just...
right.
Of course, you do have your people that are just sitting in corners or absolutely don't want to move. But...
You know, I mean, I'm guilty of that too, because I figure, you know, as long as I collect a couple tags here and there, I'll sit in my corner myself on Kill Confirm, get a few kills, run over, snag the tags up, move to a different spot. And, of course, I at least got 1 or 2 people on my team that are constantly collecting more than me.
Yeah, but, I mean, at least you're moving, you know what I mean? In this game, it's just... Man, I've seen people just stay planted, you know? Like... They don't want to move at all.
No, they just get enough kills to get that freaking ammo box, and they drop that, refill, go again. Especially Claymore runners.
Oh man! So looks like they have some good things that have just come to this game, but the one that I'm actually really excited for is this overhaul that they're promising that's coming by the end of November. Now, if y'all remember, World War II went through a massive overhaul during its life cycle. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of hoping to see the same exact thing happen to this game. I mean, of course, not in the same exact sense.
No, it'll obviously have its own differences from when they did World War II went through its overhaul.
But I would like to see the same style of changes in that direction, you know. With World War II, they changed so many things that made the game just playable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Better, like so much better. I mean,
because it seemed pretty tight when it first dropped. It really did.
Well, the problem with World War II when it came out was the fact that it was so limited in what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Like if you wanted to do certain things, you know, like you know, if you wanted to like move real fast, get to the other side of the map, you needed to run airborne.
Yeah.
Strictly because that was the...
Or if you wanted to run Ghosts, you had to run in Mountain. You know what I mean? And run in the Sniper class. Or the SMG class, which was airborne.
Mm-hmm.
Or...
Which was my favorite one.
There was the Infantry class, which was assault rifles. And then Armored, which was the LMGs. Mm-hmm. Which, you know... So...
And each one had its own special perk. And then when the overhaul hit...
I mean, they pretty much... freed up everything is practically what they did. They made it so you could mix and match whatever you wanted.
Yeah, mix Mountain with freaking airborne. That was OP.
Which, you know, these are certain things that we've had in Call of Duty that we never asked for a change for. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of get what they were going for, but at the same time, like, you would think somewhere along the lines during playtesting and everything that they would have kind of realized that this wasn't going to work. You know what I mean?
Right. See, everybody kind of just, you know.
Sometimes I really wonder, like, who playtests these? Who really playtests these games? Like, for real.
Like, you think this was okay? What is wrong with you? But no, on all seriousness, though, like.
So with Modern Warfare, I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with the multiplayer side of things. I don't really think they're gonna touch ground war very much. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe the overhaul with what they do will affect it a little bit, but I think
maybe class wise.
I think loadouts. I think, but I really think that their main objective is to change the way 6v6 and 10v10 and 20v20 plays and runs. You know, and kind of change and shake up the way that everybody can play this game, because I think
give people pretty much a few more different options to choose from.
Right now people are really forced to play the way that they do. You know what I mean? Like,
to an extent, I mean,
we all bitch about campers and, you know, like the way that we call it tactical. You know what I mean? Oh, it's tactical. Well, for all of us that have been playing Call of Duty forever, we call it campaign.
Yeah, so...
You know, but... I mean...
In a way, yes. Okay, in a way, I could see it. But at the same time, I mean, sitting in a single spot for however long these 9 minutes.
Okay, but sometimes it's not even just about sitting in a spot. It's about the way that people actually interact with the game itself. Like, people don't run or move, or like when they do move, they move crouched and like hugged to a wall, or you know what I mean? Like, they literally play like it's life or death. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the way that the game is designed. I don't think that's everybody's fault, because this hasn't really ever been an issue in Call of Duty before. But
right, and
I think it's the way that this game is generally laid out and kind of forces people to play.
See, now that brings me to a point that I've actually had conversations with some other people about this exact same thing. And it has to do with it not being, for one, not being the classic three lane map, which we've talked about before. Now, with it being so open, and that's basically the only reason I see why people, because that is why it's like it's life and death, because it's literally almost as close as you can get to combat, in my opinion.
Well,
in a sense,
there's a lot of other issues that I see that people don't want to move,
because I don't want to sit there and try to run and get sniped from somebody that's like who's up in the top of a roof for one of those buildings, So
yeah, that does happen a lot too.
But if you stay up to a wall, you can avoid that.
Like, there's certain little things, okay, like the mini map, but the mini-map is coming back to the original form. So I think that'll be another big thing that makes people feel like they can move. Like, in this game, even in core game modes, when the enemy is firing a weapon, you don't see red dots appearing on the mini-map.
Right.
So you have no clue where they're at, even when they're shooting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In traditional Call of Duty, as we've always known it,
the moment you shoot your gun,
you shoot your gun, you pop up and flash on the map as a red dot.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So, you know what I mean? That's kind of what makes people feel comfortable to move, because they know they can see those little dots and they know where their enemies are at. So they feel like they're more freely to walk around the map without getting absolutely just lit up, because they're more aware of their surroundings, of where more of the enemies are at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In this game, they're really blocked off to just... You don't know where anybody is, because there's no red dots on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Footsteps are incredibly loud.
Yeah.
So you can hear somebody coming from a mile away, so you want to stay quiet, because you can hear your footsteps.
I swear, last night when I was playing, man, I swear I can not only hear the footsteps, but I swear every time I move my guy, I can hear my stuff just clinking, like my grenades.
So that's why everybody also moves really slow, and you know what I mean? Doesn't do a lot of running, and just kind of, because you make a lot of sound and you can hear the enemy coming, and so that makes people move really slow, hug the corner or walls, you know what I mean? So that way when they hear somebody, they can just stop, wait, pre-aim, wait for the footsteps. As soon as that person walks around the corner,
you're done. They're
already done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So these are the reasons why this game is really, really campy. I think
people are just tired of getting lit up every 3 seconds when they spawn, pretty much.
And I know, like, we've said this a bunch, but, like, dead silence shouldn't be a field order. It should be a perk.
Yeah, it's always been a perk, too. That's what kind of throws me off.
Well, I think in this game they were going for something completely different.
They struck the nail on the head.
We didn't really want, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think the COD community received it very well.
No, I mean, that threw me off, dude. Like, I mean, they wanted different. They got different, and it's not a good difference.
I think it's just the way that they wanted people to really... The approach that they wanted people to take to this game is a slower, tactical, more methodical shooter, and I don't think that's what
they're trying to teach they're just trying to teach us old dogs new tricks, and it ain't working.
I mean, well, if we want something like that, we have other games for that. You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty's always been that. If you want something really fast paced, and you know what I mean, something
long day
that
at
you
work,
can
you
just jump on and
start shooting when second load up.
You know what I mean? There shouldn't be a big range of time before You know what I mean?
Yeah, like literally going basically 20 seconds without freaking seeing a person. You know, it's like, dude.
Well, like I said in my last video, you know, you shouldn't be able, in my honest opinion, go 30 seconds in Call of Duty without
Shouldn't be able to
seeing,
go 20, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not even 20. I mean, 30 is
well,
pushing it.
Depending on the map, yeah, but I mean...
I've always counted about 20, 25. But yeah, 30 does work too, and it's still, regardless, either way, the main point is I want to be able to shoot within 3 to 5 seconds. The moment the clock ticks, I want to go around my first corner and get to a gunfire right away.
Well, sometimes that means you're being spawn trapped, and I don't really like that.
Well, you know, I'm talking about like in the start of the whole entire match in general, you know. I mean, that's kind of what I'm used to.
But I get what you're saying completely, because that's what Call of Duty is. It's an arena-style shooter. It's not...
It's always been that way.
You know... Yeah.
But I can't.
It's about the fast pace, and I'm sorry. Like sometimes it's about the spawn trapping. It's about getting really high kill streaks. It's about dominating the other team. You know what I mean? That's what Call of Duty is really about, and I think in a lot of ways they nailed this game, but there was a lot of ways that they failed. You know what I mean? Like kind of like when we said earlier. Like yes, they deserved
the $600 million that they made,
the money that they made, but there's some things that just are not
okay. Straight up.
But at the same time, this is Activision, so I don't know if they really deserved that money that they made. I'm sorry. Anyway, so pretty much, I think some really decent fixes are going to be coming down the way. You know what I mean? With this overall.
I'm looking forward to them and seeing what they got. I mean, can't really say nothing until they put it out, you know?
Well, I think they're very well aware of the issues and the problems that we've been having. And, you know, I mean, a lot of these things I think are really just kind of fixable too, excuse me. One being the fact that they really just need to implement some smaller maps. You know what I mean? Two. That's one big one, is just give us some smaller sized maps. A lot of these maps in this game are just
a little too big there, guys.
Huge. Like, I can only really think of, like, what, 2 smaller maps that we have, like, all for 6v6 anyways. Like, what? Considering to be a smaller map, we have Hackney Yard. Is there really any other ones that are really that small? And even Hackney Yard's not like small, not like
small, but it's
for Call of Duty. It's not like it's incredibly small, but it's, you know what I mean. It's still a decently sized map. It's not like Shipment or Rust or you know what I mean, or even Nuketown. This is still pretty
big. Yeah,
it's a decent sized map. So, but I think that's one thing that'll really help to shake this game up a little bit, is because every map that we play on seems like it's just fucking huge,
man.
You know,
and I'm sick of that crap. I'm sick of going that long, and when I'm trying to warm up and I go 20 seconds not seeing somebody, and all of a sudden I walk right by just the right corner and I get blasted.
Well, they even got to the point where they had to take one of their maps out of the rotation because it was so big, and the matches were just going to the time limit. You know what I mean? Like nobody was ever finishing a score, and like the top kills will only have like fucking 6 kills, 7 kills. You know what I mean, for the top guy, and that's because nobody can ever find anybody because the map's literally that big. You know, so I think that's going to be one fix that'll really shake this game up. We need some smaller maps. We need some 3-lane maps. You know,
which we know we will get with the classics coming out. But I want a 3-lane.
We do have the map pack. Well, not necessarily. Sorry, map pack, but we have the map listing leak that just came out with all the 38 maps or whatever it is. A lot of maps that be coming out, but I'm not sure if all those maps will 100% make it, because every year there is maps that are implemented into the game that don't make it. You know what I mean? They'll either cut them out for DLC or they'll just cut them out completely.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they just don't... Maybe the flow in them wasn't exactly right, or maybe they just couldn't get the coding to work in certain areas, or you never know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of reasons why they could cut a map from a game.
Right.
But honestly, I really think that that's going to be a big fix to this game. They really need to take Dead Silence and make it as a perk. But I think we all focus on that a lot because of the footsteps in this game are so loud. That's one thing I think that they really need to change, which I'm pretty sure they will.
As soon as possible if they can. But, I mean, I get it. You got a lot of shit to do, but still.
And I'm pretty sure the 725 is going to get a nerf.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm pretty positive the 725 is going to get a nerf.
Definitely. I mean, come on. That thing is fucking powerful, dude.
Everybody's running the 725 right now.
I know, sir. I know.
It's in every single lobby.
I had a guy take me from a roof.
Mean, you can't even... Like, you can't get away from it, dude. I swear to God, it doesn't matter what you go and play. Free-for-all is honestly the worst. Everybody's running it in fucking free-for-all. Sure. Like, seriously, everybody.
Straight
well, yeah, because it's... You know what I mean?
Shotgun battle.
Anywhere you're running into, you're just...
Done.
Every person. And free-for-all is also really... I mean, I know we've all said this so many times, but in fact, the word is just starting to fucking taste bad in my mouth. Free-for-all is very campy. Like, I know this whole game is campy, but free-for-all is really campy. Like, nobody wants to fucking move. Everybody's locked up with claymores, and shotguns, 725s, and...
Well, everybody just go camp out somewhere and take a smoke break for the whole match?
Pretty much. you might as well. Go have a smoke.
Come back, you're still alive.
You might, yeah. I bet you probably will be.
Guys, in free-for-all, you know you gotta move to get kills, right?
Yeah, no.
It's about who can sit here the longest with a claymore. Who can finish a cigarette first without dying.
Good God. Nah. I'm really excited to see what they come up with, though. I mean, granted, this ain't the same studio, but I know that Sledgehammer is helping. Well, they are helping with Treyarch's new game. I don't really know if they're helping over there at Infinity Ward right now. Did you see in the beginning loadout screen? I honestly haven't been paying attention very much. When it loads up, I know Beanox helped with this game. I know Raven helped with this game. I think Sledgehammer might have helped with this game too. I'm pretty sure.
Because Raven also helped out with Sledgehammer's game as well, and because it pops up on World War II. I think they help out with all of them, don't they?
Raven helps out with a lot of games.
Figured
they have for a long time, and actually,
very well.
I've really wanted Activision for the longest time to hand the reins of a COD game over to Raven
and see what they can pull off.
To see what they can do, because Raven Studios has honestly been a part of a lot of CODs over the last few years, like, you know, quite a few. And actually, they were 100% responsible for Modern Warfare Remastered. So they've already kind of proved what they can do, like with that game. So
that does sound like a good idea. That would be pretty interesting, I bet. That would be pretty interesting.
I mean, to throw a new studio in there, I mean, just honestly to see what they do. Sledgehammer was a really cool studio. I mean, they are still around. They are still kicking. They do help with the other projects. They're helping with Treyarch's projects. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they helped with with Infinity Wars, Modern Warfare. But I'm really curious to see if Raven can pull off an entire COD for themselves, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, from what I've seen, I think they have the potential, honestly.
Well, like I said, with Sledgehammer, they were pretty cool. They were able to pull off some different franchises, bring some new stuff into COD. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. I think with World War II, at some point in time, I think it just kind of failed, and then Activision decided to pull the plug. You know what I mean?
Right.
and pulled a lot of the funding for the studio, which eventually forced them to close, unfortunately. Well, not really necessarily close, but they've pretty much just been asked to assist with the other games.
Take a step back from your project and go help the others.
Lay off a big portion of their company, which is kind of sad, you know.
I mean,
but like I said, with a Raven Software title, I think would be pretty interesting to see, especially if we could actually get a nice, new, interesting franchise in this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Series. You know, we have Black Ops, we have Modern Warfare, which kind of brings me to another point here is like, with Call of Duty 2020, rumors are we're getting Black Ops. Black Ops 5, quote, but apparently now the rumors is that we're getting just Black Ops. Kind of like how we got Modern Warfare, we're getting just Black Ops. Like a reboot. Kind of like how we got with Modern Warfare.
Interesting. That would make sense, actually.
So we could go back and... Which would be kind of cool to see if they would, you know... That way they could reboot the story, you know, Mason, Reznov, you know, all the characters. Like, I think they could make it pretty cool, gritty, dark.
A little bit darker than it was before, too.
Like, quite a bit darker than it was before.
It was all right, you know, storyline-wise, but...
Black Ops has always been really dark, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's always had that kind of just eerie, twisted, grungy side to it, yeah. And I think with the new upgraded engine and... You know,
they could do something a little bit better than what they did before, for sure.
I really think if they just decide to reboot the series, they could do
Infinity
something
Ward
better.
just did it themselves. I mean, I kind of like this one a little bit better than the original. I mean, I still love the original, but dude, this one they did love it.
I'm just really looking forward to the DLC for Modern Warfare. That's what I gotta say. I'm really looking forward to DLC because I mean, I'm a 6v6 guy. You know, I'll even jump into some 10v10 and some 20v20 domination.
But 6v6...
Because it kind of still feels the same. But
it does, but 6v6 is where I feel home at, though, too.
Myself. I mean, that's where I like to play.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
you know?
Basics. But, hey, I mean, fuck.
So, I mean, but, like I was saying, I think a new series, a new franchise to this, you know... Whatever. I think we need something new. You know what I mean? I think we are in need for something new.
Yeah, not reboot new, but new. Like never ever experienced.
And honestly,
new.
I think Raven Software would be.
That's where it's at.
I think that would be a good company to let try it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I really think it's time for Activision to let them have the reins at something. And see, the rumor is that the 2020's COD was supposed to be a Sledgehammer game and pretty much backed by Raven. You know what I mean? Kind of like how World War II was, but...
Yeah. But then, of course, they got the hammer dropped on them.
But this game was supposed to be a little bit more... Raven was supposed to have more of the reins.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And Sledgehammer was supposed to be backing them. More of it. And then Sledgehammer got dropped, and so this game got dropped, and Treyarch has been asked to
step in
to take over this game, and now Raven and Sledgehammer both are helping with Treyarch's 2020 title. But I don't know, man. I really think that at some point Activision needs to let Raven take the reins and make themselves their own Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's pretty much
we're in need of something new. And
give them the green light and just let them loose, see what they got. Let them go full potential, you know.
I mean, as of right now, I honestly think that they're the studio that could probably pull it off. You know?
Well, hopefully...
Because for the last few years, I mean, Infinity Ward, you did a good job. I mean, it's not, in my eyes and in some people's eyes, it's not, like, the greatest Call of Duty that's ever been around. It's not, you know... I mean, if my expectations were hit... Like, my expectations are 100%. This game hit at, like, 70. For me, personally. Just because, you know, the map issues, the spawn issues. I mean, and I'm sorry, but like the map issues are a really big one for me because, I mean, I play Call of Duty for, you know what I mean? Like the maps are one of the very like first things that I look forward to when I get a brand new COD. You know what I mean?
Right.
The new what do the maps look like? Where am I playing at? Where am I fighting at now? You know what I mean? Are the maps cool? Are the layouts cool? How are the lanes? How are the sight lines? You know what I mean? Like, where can I hide from? Where can I duck from cover from? Where's the high points? Where's the low points? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all the points that I like learning. And
this is basically the first observation that I'm pretty sure a lot of Call of Duty players look for when new maps come out.
But when this game, it's like, I feel like it's just kind of cluttered and jumbled around everywhere. And I feel like, in this game, in a map, there's not one high point or two high points. There's 10 high points. There's 15 high points. You know what I mean?
Got a lot going on in these fucking maps, man. I mean, there's just too much going on.
Sometimes it is just too much. And I feel like if we wanted to have a few of these in our game, it would be fine. But I have a feeling like right now they just need to flood our game with smaller maps and 3-lane maps to fix it.
Yeah.
You know?
I got you back on that one 100% because, like I said, I mean, I kind of see what they're doing, but at the same time, it's like, dude, it's a clusterfuck, straight up. It is a clusterfuck.
Well, yeah.
That's the only terminology I can think of for
that. The spawns in this game need fixed too. I mean, they're pretty bad. Domination spawns, I mean, aren't terrible. Piccadilly's really bad. I mean, especially if you're spawning at, A, they can literally just get right up on you and not let up. And the spawns will not flip. You know what I mean? Like, they will just constantly keep spawning you back there to insta-die.
Damn.
That's the only way I can explain it, dude.
That's ridiculous, man. Fucking willy pilly, pick a willy.
Pick a willy. That's what I call it.
But damn, dude, yeah, they need to fix that really bad, and literally give us a lot of small 3-lane maps. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. It really isn't. Unless you could think of some other way to put it.
No.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much, I think, what they really need to do. They need to put in the smaller maps, at least for me. And with like the mini map, I think that'll fix a lot of the issues too with the campers, and I think people feeling more safe to
move around
freely
without having to hug a wall.
Yeah. Or being crouched over, which in this game, which I mentioned a long time ago, looks incredibly weird. I don't know what.
Looking like freaking Quasimodo with an AK.
Dude, for real.
Ah, man.
Yup.
Like, straight up. Fucking camel campers.
Oh my god. So yeah, guys, I mean, I don't know if there's really much more that we have to cover for this week,
but it seems like next week might have something pretty interesting, I guess. We'll see.
We'll see.
So,
yeah, no.
Anything else you got, sir?
Well, see here, we covered patch notes, kind of bullshitted and chatted on forever about fucking new games and possible fixes and everything, and yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything I kind of want to talk about in this episode. Talked about the overpowered weapons, and yeah, we all know that those are going to be nerfed.
Yeah, especially the M4A1.
And we all know my opinions on my fixes and everything for this game for as of the moment.
But, you know, throughout the week, every day, always taking notes every time I play. You know, observations everywhere, man.
I mean, I was hoping for a little bit more change with these, with this most recent patch notes, but they did bring in some pretty decent stuff. I think a couple of things aren't working, like they fully said that they are, but like footsteps and stuff like that, which, you know, I think they do need to look into. My progression for my missions isn't working. I think that might just be an issue for myself. I don't know, because I haven't heard very many people having the same issue.
Having to like click back on it every time you load in.
Yeah, whenever I play a game, it deactivates my contract or the mission or whatever they call it, you know?
Huh.
And I have to go back and activate it every single time I go play a game. And most time it doesn't even progress at all.
Damn. Because
it deactivates it. So, you know?
Right.
I don't know. They got some bugs and shit that they need to work through for this game, because...
Yeah,
I just figured I'd toss that in there because I bet you somebody else out there is having the same issue, and I don't know if you have the same issue, toss it down there in the comment section.
Let us know. Because that sounds like a pain in the ass right there. I need to start doing my contracts again too. I'm lazy.
They got some weapons and shit in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But all right, guys. I guess that's gonna be a wrap, I believe.
Yep, I think that's it for this week, guys. So I'm gonna wrap up this week's episode. This is Cotton Coffee. I'm Ghost.
I'm Victor.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Signing out. Have a good one.